Welcome students. In this module, we are going to discuss branches of philosophy. Now, coming to the outline, we will focus on the 5 main branches of philosophy. And again, we are going to look into the salient features of these main branches of philosophy. At the end of the module, you all will be able to explain the salient features of each branches of philosophy, compare and contrast the different branches of philosophy, understand the different issues of each branch of philosophy. Now, the main branches of philosophy are 5 in number and they are as follows: epistemology, metaphysics, ethics, logic, and aesthetics. Coming to the first branch, that is epistemology. Now, this is a branch of philosophy which deals with the problems concerning knowledge. Literally means the study of knowledge. It addresses issues related to structure, reliability, that is, how much knowledge is reliable, extent, to what extent we can achieve knowledge, kinds of knowledge. This is another issue which talks about the different types of knowledge or the different kinds of knowledge a person can achieve or can possess. Next, meaning of truth. What is truth? How it is different from falsity? And another issue that is addressed by epistemology is the foundation of knowledge. So that means what are the different sources of knowledge, or what is the main foundation of knowledge, from where knowledge comes in. Now, some of the questions addressed by epistemology are as follows: what are the sources of knowledge? What are the limits of knowledge? What is the relationship between the knower and the known? Now, if we focus on the first question, what are the sources of knowledge? Philosophy speaks about 2 sources, namely reason and sense experience. If you ask me what is reason, it is thinking. And if you ask me what is sense experience, it is the knowledge that we get through our 5 sense organs, namely seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Coming to the question, what are the limits of knowledge? To what extent whether the knowledge achieved is limited or whether it is unlimited. The next question is, what is the relation between the knower and the known? That is, how there is a connection between the subject and the object. Epistemology also deals with characteristics of knowledge, the methods, validity of knowledge, and fallacies of knowledge. Now, coming to the characteristics, we shall be dealing it in the next few modules. Thus, this branch is an elaborate philosophical discussion of all these problems. Now, we find different types of answers, whereas for these questions, there are realists who say that knowledge is of the object, whereas the idealists say knowledge is of the ideas. That means from these we have 2 main answers, namely the empiricists who argue that knowledge comes from sense experience, whereas the rationalists argue that the reason is the source of knowledge. Now, if you emphasize these are the 2 main schools of philosophy, that is rationalism and empiricism, which gives us the foundation of knowledge. So, all these approaches throw light on different aspects of knowledge. We come to the next branch of philosophy, namely metaphysics. This is a second major area of philosophy, is the study of the most general or ultimate characteristic of reality or existence. That means this branch focuses on what is man's existence, what is reality. It deals with the real essence of things. What is the essence? What are the characteristics of things? Some of the problems raised by metaphysics are as follows: what is reality? What is truth? How reality and truth are connected? What is space and time? What is substance? Another important question that metaphysics raises: who am I? Is there a purpose in creation? Is the world determined or free? Is there a God? There are several branches of metaphysics. Here we shall focus on three main branches of metaphysics. One is ontology. Now, what is ontology? Now, this is considered as the main branch of metaphysics which tries to explain reality and existence. What is real and what is unreal? What is appearance and what is reality? So, appearance and reality are also one of the main focus of metaphysics among various other problems. It also focuses on existence, man's existence in the world, how man is connected with the world. This is also part of metaphysics. Coming to the second branch of metaphysics is cosmology. Now, cosmology is another branch of metaphysics which deals with whether the world is one or many. That means whether there is more world in the cosmos. What is the stuff that the earth is made up of? And the last branch of metaphysics is called as cosmogony, which talks about the study, it talks about the nature and causes of creation. What is creation? Whether there is God who has created the world, or whether there is evolution. To sum up, this particular module had focused entirely on metaphysics and epistemology. Now, if you look at it, both metaphysics and epistemology are really connected with each other. If you look at metaphysics, metaphysics is a branch which talks about the nature of reality, and epistemology is a branch that looks into knowledge. Now, if you look at both the branches are equally important. Why? Because to know the reality, we require knowledge. And to know what is knowledge, we have to go back to our sources. So we have two main sources of knowledge, that is sense experience, and we have reasoning, which has been given by empiricist and the rationalist. Now, if you look at it, if you see the empiricist, they focus on the five main sources from where we get knowledge, that is the five external senses. Now, how do we understand these five senses? Now, see, for example, if I look at a book and if a person asks me a question, how do you know there is a book in front of you? The person will say, I can see it. If I say the food is sour, how do I know it? The food is sour, it is through taste. So these are the five senses which helps us to gain the knowledge of the external world. On the other hand, if you look at the rationalist, they basically focus on reason as a source of knowledge. So they focus on thinking, reasoning. So that is the place where the knowledge comes from. So if you look at it, both these two branches of philosophy are connected with each other, and one cannot do without the other. So in order to know what is reality, we need to have knowledge, and from where knowledge originates, we have two main answers for it, namely sense experience and reasoning. These are my references for further reading.